heading back to the early 90s and getting dizzy at the same time. Street Racer was released for the Super Nintendo in 1994, and is sort of a cross between Street Fighter and Super Mario Kart. Just like Mario's racing debut a couple of years earlier, there's 8 characters to choose from and a multitude of tracks to compete on, as well as another banging soundtrack. The key difference here though is instead of launching turtle shells at each other, you just give your opponents a smack. Yeah, take that! It's a great feeling when you land a wallop and send the AI tumbling off the circuit. There's even a punch bonus at the end of every race, so you're very much encouraged to knock the snot out of each other. All 8 characters have their own punching animation. For instance, Biff has his trusty baseball bat. Hodger has some sort of Ottoman daggery type thing. And Frank has a giant green fist. He does the monster bash. And it's a graveyard smash. As well as punching, each character also has their own attack, like Sumo's electric shock or Raphael's horns, and they can all fly for a few seconds as well. Street Racer has a few different game modes you can try. Obviously there's the classic championship, where you can compete in various cups and fight for the title. Unlike Super Mario Kart, the AI do actually race each other, so they're not going to finish in the same order each time. They also speed up and slow down depending on your ability, so in theory you should always have a challenge. There's plenty of tracks to race on. Each character has their own home course with 3 different layouts, so 24 in total. On the track itself you can collect stars. Whoever picks up the most in each race gets another bonus point. There's also mines. Whoever hits the most in each race will, well, probably end up finishing last. You can pick up damage, but there's enough repair spanners lying on the road that it's unlikely to ever really be a factor. Street Racer also has one of the most pointless minimaps in racing games ever. I mean, look at that. How are you meant to work out anything from that piddly little graphic hidden in the corner? Once you've bossed the championship, you can move on to some of the other things this game has to offer. Ever fancied a game of car football? Street Racer did this long before Rocket League. There's no teams, you're all one-on-one trying to pick up the ball and launch it into the, I guess you call it a goal. The bloke from Pong makes a pretty decent goalkeeper, so it's blind luck whether you can actually score. Much like real football, you punch the other players to get the ball off them. Once again, there's another useless minimap, and to be honest, most of the time I didn't know what was going on. It was good fun though. However, my favourite part of Street Racer was always the rumble. 8 cars on a small square floating in some sort of void, where the goal is to slap the other cars off into oblivion. This was proper fast paced, especially if you set it so hard so there's no disintegrating barrier on the side. One well placed hit and you're gone. Each round would normally last a matter of seconds, and even against the AI it's harder than it looks. You can so easily be struck by a punch from nowhere and you're history. So there you go. Street Racer was another of my favourite games growing up. It certainly borrowed a lot of ideas from Super Mario Kart, but there's enough that's different about it to give it its own unique charm. As well as the SNES, it also came out on the PlayStation, PC, Game Boy and a couple of the old Segas. If you can come across it, give it a try.